Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, the TUSD may use school resource officers, but most parents don't know who they are or what they do. We'll bring you those answers.
Then the city wants visitors to discover Torrance as the perfect spot, but not just to work or live. We'll tell you about their new marketing strategy.
And locals got lucky and celebrated the Year of the Rabbit. We'll take you to the Lunar New Year Festival.
Plus, historic downtown Torrance is changing its look, and that should make locals take a closer look at the area. These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. And do not adjust your televisions. What you're seeing is our new This Week in Torrance set. This is exciting, isn't it?
Sure is.
We're so excited to finally be here and hope you share our excitement over the changes to the show. Now let's jump right into our top news story. Teen pregnancies in California have reached a record low. In 2009, there were 32 births per 1,000 teens, ages 15 to 19. Now that's an 8% decrease from the previous year. Sex education and the increased use of contraception are among the reasons for the decline. High unemployment and foreclosure may also remind teens to practice safe sex or abstinence. And despite being on TV, the stars of shows like MTV's 16 and Pregnant seem to have a deterrent effect. According to a recent poll, teens who see struggling young parents on reality TV may be opting to avoid the same for themselves. Teen birth rates have continued to decline nationally since their peak in 1991.
Well, Ben, here are some highlights from the most recent City Council meeting. Timothy Cummings is retiring after 33 years of service. He was first hired by the fire department in 1974. In 1985, Cummings became a certified paramedic. He's also been integral to training new paramedics in the department. Another member of the fire department is also retiring. Michael Jenkins has served the department for 30 years. He's saved lives with his CPR and has helped to deliver several babies, including a baby girl who he delivered by himself. City Commissioner Kay White has served for 26 years and now she is retiring. White was first appointed to the Water Commission in 1985. She has the distinction of being the longest tenured water commissioner with more than 15 years of service. White has also served on the Traffic Commission and Ethics and Integrity Committee. Well, matters of the heart are usually associated with Valentine's Day. On Friday, February 4th, medical matters of the heart like cardiovascular disease should be remembered on National Wear Red Day. The city is asking residents to wear red to raise awareness about heart disease, which is the #1 killer of women in the U.S. And council filled commission vacancies at the meeting. 36 residents applied for 21 possible positions: water, traffic, planning, parks and recreation, library, environmental quality, cultural arts, civil service, cable TV, and airport commissions all received new members.
Topping this list is nothing to brag about. The state's Office of Traffic Safety released the number of alcohol-related collisions in California, and Huntington Beach had the most collisions in 2009, that putting them at #1. The city was compared to 55 other cities with populations of 100,000 to 250,000. Huntington Beach saw 195 deaths or injuries as a result of these alcohol-related collisions. There is good news for Torrance. The city is near the bottom of the list, ranked 45 out of 56. For a complete list of city rankings, go to ots.ca.gov.
We recently brought you a story on how local groups were preparing for the Lunar New Year festival. Well, Happy New Year to you and to festival organizers. The celebration went off without a hitch, not counting the rain. Reporter Alex Polanski takes us there.
For the first time, Torrance is hosting the Lunar New Year Festival, and not even the weather can dampen the city spirit. Wilson Park was alive with exciting performances, colorful costumes, amazing booths, and delicious food. And everyone had their favorite part.
I have to go with him. The food, it's really good, and especially since we're Asian, we know how good this food is.
Aside from the weather, I think it's going to be a great event, so hopefully they'll bring it out to Torrance again.
With hopes of bringing the festival back to Torrance, the community made a great showing, despite the weather.
We've been going to this festival in other parts of LA County, and it's always been a great event. So since it's coming to our hometown, we wanted to bear the weather and try to come out here, but it's still a really good turnout.
For the nearly 1.5 million Asian Americans living in Southern California, the Lunar New Year is the most celebrated holiday of the year. Traditionally, celebrants bid farewell to sins from the prior year and wish for good fortune. 2011 is the year of the rabbit. It's the luckiest of all of the signs in the Chinese zodiac. That luck came in handy for Torrance, and it can be seen in the success of their first Lunar New Year festival. This is Alex Polanski, Torrance CitiCABLE.
Thanks, Alex. The Lunar New Year Festival attracted 80 vendors and more than 5,000 attendees. Festival organizers were so pleased with the turnout and reception from the city. They hope to bring New Year's Festival back to Wilson Park.
Here's something we all look forward to, the sale of Girl Scout cookies. But if you're a fan of lemonades, Berry Munch, and sugar-free chocolate chip cookies, you may have to say so long. The Girl Scouts are downsizing, and to simplify, they'll only sell 6 varieties of their famous cookies. But fear not, do-si-dos, trefoils, shortbreads, peanut butter sandwiches, Samoas, tagalongs, and of course Thin Mints will still be around to satisfy your sweet tooth. The girls in green make a lot of green with their boxed treats. Sales from Girl Scout cookies are estimated at more than $170 million every year. Coming up, the city has a marketing plan and it involves the beach and luxury hotels. We'll give you the details.
That's coming up right after the break. Now here's the current temperature outside.
Hi, I'm Teddy Bruschi.
And I'm Jerome Bettis. For years, we knocked heads on the football field every time the Pittsburgh Steelers
and New England Patriots played. But now we're teaming up
to help people all across America who are uninsured and struggling financially.
It's the Partnership for Prescription Assistance, and it's already helped more than 6 million Americans in need in all 50 states.
If you or someone you know needs help paying for medicine, call 1-888-4-PPA now, or visit our website at www.pparx.org to see if you may qualify.
It's a free service, a free phone call, and you can get your medicines for free too.
Winning the Super Bowl is a great feeling.
Winning 3 is even better. But so is helping millions of Americans who are uninsured and struggling.
Call the Partnership for Prescription Assistance toll-free number now. The PPA team is standing by to help.
Hey, you know I was just kidding about the 3 championships.
Well, if you ask me.
Over half the people waiting for an organ transplant in the United States will die before they get one. You can increase your chances of getting a life-saving organ donation by joining LifeSharers. You get preferred access to the organs of other members. In return, you give fellow members first access to your organs. Membership is free and anyone can join. Join LifeSharers now. It's free, and it could save your life.
Torrance is known as a great place to work and to live, but what about as a vacation destination? Discover Torrance hopes to put the city on the map with leisure travelers. Amy Davis tells us about their marketing strategy in this report.
Torrance is best known as a great place to live and work, but with all it has to offer the vacationer, it may just be one of Southern California's well-kept secrets. And with support from the city and the Chamber of Commerce, 14 Torrance hotels created and finally passed the Discover Torrance initiative.
Discover Torrance is the official visitors bureau for Torrance. Our primary goal is to get what we like to say in the industry, heads in beds. So it's really about focusing on promoting Torrance as a destination.
Torrance hotels have no problem filling their beds with business travelers. Their challenge continues to be attracting the leisure traveler.
We really need to build a brand for Torrance. We need to find out what makes Torrance unique versus the other South Bay areas, Southern California areas, take our differences and really kind of promote those.
That kind of promotion takes a significant amount of money, so Torrance hotels will impose on themselves a 1% occupancy tax. Revenue from the tax will go to the Discover Torrance Bureau. The Bureau hopes to have an annual budget of $500,000.
What hoteliers did is got together and said, we're going to take part of our revenue and we're going to dedicate it just to marketing the city, to bring people into the city.
What that means is that is going to pay for everything. So it'll be for admin costs to a large chunk to marketing, website, photos, promotional pieces, that type of thing.
So how do they plan on selling Torrance as an ideal getaway? For starters, it has its very own beach with views of Palos Verdes and the entire South Bay coastline. And in just a short bike ride, the Strand can take you to other well-known beaches like Santa Monica and Venice. Some of the other key advertising points for Torrance are that it has one of the largest shopping malls in the nation, hundreds of dining options, and plenty of places to stay.
One of our newest hotels, which I think is a real gem in the South Bay, is the Miyako Hybrid Hotel. It's one of 3 hotels in the nation that is Silver LEED certified, which is an amazing environmental distinction for Torrance. Really something we should be very, very proud of.
The Miyako Hybrid is a rarity. Located in Torrance, it is one of 3 hotels in the nation that uses almost all biodegradable and recyclable goods, from toiletry and water bottles made from corn to solar panels and alternative forms of energy. Johnston and the rest of the Discover Torrance board hope to get Torrance on the map as a vacation place, and they believe that the sooner that happens, the faster it benefits the city.
If we increase our occupancy for our hotels, it brings in more money to our city. It brings more people to our restaurants, more people to our shopping, which will be sales tax. Also, it increases jobs in the area. So it's a win-win for everybody.
From quaint dining, plenty of shopping, a very unique hotel, and even a beach, Torrance has a little bit to offer everyone. With Torrance City Cable, I'm Amy Davis.
Thanks, Amy. To learn more about Discover Torrance, call 310-802-7777.
The city also wants to change the perception of historic Old Torrance, and to do that, they are making the area more attractive and convenient. Reporter Leah Uko has the details.
Downtown Torrance is the historic core of the community, but without enough businesses, residents are spending their free time elsewhere. Elizabeth Villeria comes downtown to eat at La Capilla, but she wants to see more improvement in the area.
More of the shops opening, because there's a lot of the shops that are closed down.
Josh Oswell agrees. He comes downtown for the barber, bank, and also La Capilla, but that's just during the day.
Personally, I'd like to see a little bit more of a sports bar. Okay. You know, I know they're renovating the Crest, and that's fantastic, but I would like to see a little more nightlife rather than just the daytime activity.
Jeff Gibson says the city's working on it. To keep downtown relevant, Torrance will invest in new restaurants, bars, and stores to enhance daytime activities and create nightlife.
Really identify and bring a kind of an attraction to the downtown, which we hope and are optimistic that will help the businesses in the downtown.
The city has applied for 2 grants to recreate downtown. They have received one for $793,000. The funds will go into Phase 1, which focuses on Cravens Avenue. With the funds, decorative lights have been installed in front of the plaza. 3 new restaurants have also opened as a result. The last step in Phase 1 is to smoothen the concrete on roads and sidewalks to make walking easier for pedestrians.
Phase 1 of this project is set to be finished come early as 2013, but there's a whole nother side of Old Torrance that needs to be replenished, and the city's working on getting $3 million to do it.
The city is applying for an additional $3 million grant for Phase 2, which focuses on Cabrillo Avenue. Cabrillo is longer and wider, so there's plenty room for businesses to expand. It's a competitive grant, but Gibson is optimistic about receiving it.
We believe our application meets the criteria that the MTA sets out, and we feel very strongly that our application is very competitive in relationship to others that might be submitted.
The final change is to revamp the area's parking. Parking spaces will be placed at an angle on the sides of the street as opposed to where they are now, parallel and in the center. So when Villeria and Oswald come downtown, there will be less time looking for space and more time spent exploring. For Torrance City Cable, I'm Leah Uko.
Thanks, Leah. And later in the show, we'll tell you about an event in downtown Torrance that combines dinner and theater.
School districts across the country have police officers who work as school resource officers, but many parents aren't aware of what they do. Reporter Carolyn Vong brings us this look at TUSD's program.
Ever wonder what helps make Torrance schools so safe? The credit partially goes to the school resource officer, known as SRO for short.
SROs working with TUSD security makes this place a very, very safe environment. And that's not only here at West High today, but at all the schools in the city. And I think that has a lot to do with it, having the officers on campus as a deterrent. Again, campuses throughout the city are probably safer than they've ever been.
And West High principal Ben Egan couldn't agree more.
We've had a number of budget cuts that have impacted our school district. The fact that Torrance police have been able to maintain their presence on our campus, we feel very fortunate.
Officers Norris and Hasselt are two of the district's school resource officers and work at West High and Torrance High respectively. They generally serve as the first line of defense against any drug possession and school violence that may occur, but also take on a variety of roles as counselor and a peer advisor.
It's not always dealing with them to arrest them or to file charges against them. The kids are more than welcome to come talk to me about anything, any problems that they're having at home, at school, in their personal life. And if that means that I need to counsel them or help them out, then I do that as well.
Officer Hassel also makes himself available to the students and likes to interact with them during lunch, but realizes that it's not all fun and games.
There's times when you're interacting with a student where you need to be there for them as a mentor or almost a counselor, and then there's times where you have to be there to be a disciplinarian and to correct their behavior.
Established approximately 20 years ago, the SRO program employs a total of 4 uniformed officers, each with an office at a Torrance high school. By overseeing 33 public and 11 private schools, the officers have a potent presence, enabling them to foster trust and cooperation from the students.
Right now, one of the bigger issues that we see with the kids is prescription drug use. There's a lot of abuse going on with prescription pills. So that's something as of late that we see a trend that we're trying to investigate, find where the root of the problem is, and trying to cut that off.
Torrance SROs handle roughly 5 to 10 calls for service throughout the day, but according to Sergeant Watt, these calls have decreased substantially. Through effective communication with school staff, students, and parents, SROs are able to help maintain a safe learning environment for all.
I feel that my presence is important here at the school, and that the kids do notice me and try to stay on the right track.
With Torrance school resource officers acting not only as law enforcement but also role models, students and faculty alike can benefit from their presence. For Torrance CitiCABLE 3, I'm Carolyn Vong.
For more information about Torrance school resource officers, visit torranceca.gov. Coming up, we'll tell you what's popping up in downtown Torrance.
Now here's your 5-day forecast.
The Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America has important information for the millions of people with asthma. You know that asthma symptoms can really slow you down. What you may not know is that there are 2 main causes of asthma symptoms: airway constriction you feel, and inflammation you may not feel. If your medicine is only treating one, it can make asthma feel like an uphill battle. Learn how to better manage your asthma by treating both main causes of asthma symptoms. Treating both causes can help prevent symptoms before they even start. And preventing asthma symptoms could mean a smoother ride. You can find information and resources about asthma and learn how to help prevent asthma symptoms at asthma.com.
Just like the Air Force Thunderbird pilot I flew with, I have to make split-second decisions as a top fuel driver. Hi, I'm Brandon Bernstein, driver for Kenny Bernstein's 2010 Copart Lucas Oil Top Fuel Dragster. To make it in the NHRA, I've had to work hard, stay focused, and make smart decisions along the way. To reach your goals, you need to think straight, stay on track, and give your very best effort in everything you do. Make the right choices today and be ready for the challenges tomorrow. This message brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Pop-up stores are all the rage among fashionistas, while theater lovers will love what's coming to downtown Torrance. The Torrance Theater Company is hosting a pop-up theater during the month of February. Every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, come to downtown Torrance, and for just $20, you can see the play Over the River and Through the Woods. Of course, within walking distance of the venue, you can enjoy dinner, drinks, or dessert in the historic area. For more information, go to torrancetheatercompany.com.
And that's going to do it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Jin Chun. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.